takeaway and techniques to improve your virtual presence and connect with your team. Welcome to Takeaway and Techniques, where I will share some communication gems for you to learn, master, and use in your virtual communications. These nuggets will enable you to continue to improve your virtual presence and win in the work world. As you know, when communicating with senior management, you will need to be more precise, concise, and get to the point in a much shorter time frames, especially in your 5% situations. Easier said than done, especially when you probably have a lot to say, update, or brief your senior leaders. Well, to know more about the 5% situations, you can get my book, The 5% Zone, or free within our app, the W3 app, or Winning in a Work World app. So I want you to watch an interview I had with Jason Everett. Then I want you to see if you can identify any subtle techniques, but powerful techniques that he used to convey his message effectively and effortlessly. Also, see if you can pick out his point about getting good in a virtual context. And I will share my insights after you identified and pick yours out first. Watch the interview. Hey, Jason, how are you doing? Stephen Krempel here.
What's up, man? Good to see you. Looking good, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, wisdom of the coach, Jason Everett from Business Refuel. Jason, I have one question for you.
Hit me, dude.
What one thing do you tell your coaching clients that they need to do to prepare for this turnaround that's when it comes around?
Yeah, super easy, man. First of all, we're in very interesting times, right? Number one, you got to figure out what you can stabilize right now, right? People are panicking and freaking out. You need to figure out what you can stabilize. Number two, you need to figure out what you can organize right now. If you're not at work or you're trying to figure out what you can do, the time is now to organize your finances, organize your life, organize your delivery, get ready. Because when we come out of this thing, and we will come out of it, just to clarify, is that you're also going to need to be able to capitalize. We're going to come out into a new economy. We're going to come out into a new environment, and your ability to pivot right now and to pay attention to what's going on will help you capitalize on the other side. And I think once people move from panic and then they can start to get into planning, they can really maximize what they're going to be doing on the other side. And just getting your head right and not just feel like you're on vacation is probably the best piece of advice I could give you.
Great advice. Jason Everett from jasoneverett.com. Thank you very much for being part of this Wisdom of series.
Dude, of course.
Okay, next one. Jason, you know, these days, we have a lot of people who are now on camera, having offsite meetings. What does somebody need to do to make sure that they come across as professional or more professional because they're on this daily now?
Yeah, so by the way, most people have not had to stare themselves down in a camera or look at themselves on camera, and it's really, really important because I want to talk about something called the mirror effect. What it means is when you see yourself in the mirror, your hair's parted a certain way, your eyes are a certain way, one ear sticks out the other way, you don't see yourself as actually other people see you, you see yourself in the mirror. So when we turn on the camera and we turn on all these other things, we actually see ourselves a lot more uncomfortably and we feel very awkward. But one of the things you can do is practice that camera confidence, because now whether you're in a or you're doing anything related to video, or maybe doing video briefings for your entire office, one of the most important things you can do right now, especially when people are in their homes trying to figure out what's next, is start to build up your camera confidence. And the best way to do that is through repetition and getting comfortable seeing yourself on camera, because you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror.
Great advice. Hey, I heard you have a Video Rockstar Academy as well.
Yeah,
I'm assuming they can get to that at jasoneverett.com.
Yeah, you can go over to Jason Everett. You can search on social media. There's some really great resources. Or just message me, find me on Instagram, or pretty much anywhere you can track me down.
Thank you very much, Jason, for this issue.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, welcome back. This is the third little nugget that you're going to teach people.
Yeah, baby.
Woo, number 3. You know, most of people nowadays, on camera again, you know, how do you suggest they communicate? Once in a while, or
Yeah, good
how do you
question.
think? Their teams are dispersed. They're all at home.
Right. So this is the frequency of communication is probably the most important thing I could say. The further you are, the more frequent you need to be communicating. And
Oh,
so I
wow.
talk about digital daily briefs. So one step is being able to get your team together and do like a video or something where you can see your people, and having video conferences like Zoom's a really amazing technology that's just come out big right now. But if you can't get in front of everybody every single day, what can you do like once weekly or even daily to send out like a State of the Union video where you're on camera talking about what you're doing and letting your team know that you care about them, you're paying attention to them, and that you just have you're thinking about them. Because right now, distance is dangerous and proximity is power. So the closer
Wow.
you can get to
Love
be
that.
right in front of them, like just remember, they're having a one-on-one interaction to you. Even though it's on camera and you're talking to hundreds, it's just you and that other person looking at their screen. So remember that power of connectivity on camera can really help unite your team right now and make them stronger than they've ever been, even though they've maybe feel disconnected.
So here's a little side question, though.
Yeah.
Do these people need to practice at all?
Dude, come on, man. What I will say is I've been on camera since I was about 2 years old, and have been doing it for years and years and years and years and years and years. And what people always say is they're like, Jason, why are you so comfortable on camera?
Yeah.
Why are you so confident? Because this year I've shot over 4,000 videos. That's not an exaggeration. That's exactly what I do. And I live on camera. I have camera meetings with my digital team. I have team all over the world. I host video calls. We're doing this call right now. And so what I could just say is, look, the good news is that everybody's figuring it out from scratch right now because they're forced to. So there's some forgiveness if you learn it now. Learn now while everybody else is floundering around, and you will succeed. But if you're going to wait another year or 2 years, then you're dead in the water, and you will not future-proof your business. Future-proof it right now by being on video.
Thank you very much. That's the wisdom of the business coach, Jason Everett, jasoneverett.com, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jason. See you soon, man. Take care.
Of course. All right, Steve.
Hope you were able to identify several of his points that he made. However, in this episode on takeaways and techniques, I will address 3 things from his interview. Number 1, the rule of threes. Number 2, alliterations. And number 3, his point on future-proofing yourself. Let's go for number 1, the rule of 3. So let's examine when he said, it's the perfect time now to stabilize, organize, and capitalize on planning ahead.
Super easy, man. First of all, we're in very interesting times, right? Number 1, you got to figure out what you can stabilize right now, right? People are panicking and freaking out. You need to figure out what you can stabilize. Number 2, you need to figure out what you can organize right now. If you're not at work or you're trying to figure out what you can do, the time is now to organize your finances, organize your life, organize your delivery, get ready. Because when we come out of this thing, and we will come out of it, just to clarify, is that you're also going to need to be able to capitalize. We're going to come out into a new economy. He uses these 3 words to stabilize, organize, and capitalize to draw your attention to that point and to help people remember them. And this is because of the rule of 3. You may be asking, what is the rule of 3? Well, it uses 3 words in succession to describe, accentuate, and or make a point. As humans, we have become proficient at pattern recognition by necessity, and the 3 is the smallest number of elements required to create a pattern. So when people use words in 3s, it ends up like this: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Government of the people, by the people, for the peoples. Friends, Romans, countrymen. I came, I saw, I conquered. Now, you could say, I came and I conquered. You can, but it will not have the same effect. People are familiar with the pattern, and the rule of 3 appears in many other places. 3 little pigs, 3 blind mice, Goldilocks and the 3 bears, the 3 musketeers, the 3 wise men, and even the 3 stooges. So the key question is, how effectively are you using the rule of 3 in your communications? Number 2, alliteration. Alliteration is a literary device where words are used in quick succession, but they begin with the same letters beginning to the same sound group. In Jason's case, the example was, people move from
panic to planning. Here's the clip.
Once people move from panic and then they can start to get into planning, they can really maximize what they're going to be doing on the other side. And just getting your head right and not just feel like you're on vacation is probably the best piece of advice I can give you.
So for example, when I talk about my global facilitation experience, I have done workshops in Seattle, Singapore, and Shanghai. It just rolls off the tongue and sounds much better versus using 3 random cities like Seattle, Dusseldorf, and Beijing. Now, there's nothing wrong with the second example. However, there's a small nuance that makes for a much more polished line than you could deliver and sounds so much better. You see, ladies and gentlemen, as we say in our class, small things are big things. So how effectively are you using alliterations in your communications? Practicing future-proofing yourself. Watch the video clip.
Jason, why are you so comfortable on camera? Why are you so confident? Because this year I've shot over 4,000 videos. That's not an exaggeration. That's exactly what I do. And I live on camera. I have camera meetings with my digital team. I have a team all over the world. I host video calls. We're doing this call right now. And so what I could just say is, look, the good news is that everybody's figuring it out from scratch right now because they're forced to. So there's some forgiveness if you learn it now. Learn now while everybody else is floundering around and you will succeed. But if you're going to wait another year or 2 years, then you're dead in the water and you will not future-proof your business. Future-proof it right now by being on video.
From the clip, you must have realized that you can future-proof yourself. The one key skill is being comfortable on camera, especially for your virtual meetings and events. There are so many small things to learn and practice about appearing on camera. I will cover them in detail in another episode, but as Jason and even we suggest, you must get comfortable and learn this skill now. Being a confident on camera is as crucial as presentation skills or executive presence. There's no better time than now to learn it, practice it, and be proficient at it. A very simple test for yourself is, would you know exactly what to say and do if a TV crew unexpectedly appeared in front of you to interview you for your insights on a topic or an invention or an idea you have? Or more importantly, when your SVP or CEO says, "Hey, Stephen, what happened to that project you mentioned on our last virtual call?" How professional, polished, and prepared will you be in answering that question? Ladies and gentlemen, the future is now. We will live with Zoom, Webex, and Microsoft Teams. So be prepared to stay relevant, learn the virtual communication secrets to stand out and win in the work world. To get more episodes of Takeaway and Techniques, subscribe now to the W3 Winning in the Work World channel. And if you want to know more about the 5% Zone, then download the book, The 5% Zone, Visibility Strategies that get you noticed and recognized in any organization from our app. See for details below. See you on the next episode.